I want to pass this over to Dr. Cheryl Wood. Thank you for joining us, and please share with us all your nuggets on your book, your collaborations, and so much more.
Well, I was going to say good morning, but good
Good
afternoon.
Good
afternoon.
I see
afternoon.
all these faces I love. Monique, Taj, Peggy. Of course, Sharon. Look, I'm going to tell you how good God is. So I have 6 keynote presentations today. Do you hear what I'm saying? So I would not have been able to say yes. It just happens. The keynote that I was supposed to be doing right now, they messaged me and they were like, okay, it's West Coast time. I was like, what? West Coast? I looked at my calendar. I was able to move them into a spot at 3:30 instead of now. So when I saw your message, Sharon, I was like, I can jump in for like 10, 15 minutes. And here I am. So I just want to say kudos to you, Sharon, for the work that you are doing. I remember like back in the day, you remember like before we were here, everybody think that you wake up. I don't wake up like this. I ain't Beyonce. We ain't wake up like this. Like we have put in work to create legacy. We have put in work to make impact and to touch people's lives. But you remember the times where we were traveling down to Pennsylvania, Delaware, speaking for free, like, and it's like,
Yes.
this has been a journey. We were writing our books and hoping at least 1 or 2 people would pick it up and read it or buy it. So it's been a journey. So to see you just committed to everything that you've been doing with ROASA is so beautiful. I am so excited for you. And I just love being a witness to it. Just know that my pom-poms are always in the air for you. And to everyone who is watching, you will hear me say this one statement that my heart is just so a part of, which is your story is about you, but it ain't for you. Like every single one of us, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, I don't care your race, your nationality, your upbringing. We have all been through some stuff. We have all been through mess in our lives. No matter how young you are, you're probably going through some stuff or been through some stuff that you didn't think you were going to make it through. In fact, it was the very thing you thought was going to break you. You didn't think you were going to make it out of that thing. Maybe you were curled up in a fetal position in a corner like, okay, God, I don't know what this is supposed to lead to, but you are now on the other side of that thing as a victor. Like how powerful is that? And when you take that and you choose to share that story, especially when you put it in writing, you put what you know in a book that is going to long outlive your physical body. That's where the power of your story really lies. It's not just going through an experience, because if you go through stuff, you learn lessons and you come out on the other side as a victor and you don't tell nobody, you don't share with anybody how you got through that journey, you just went through another experience that was difficult. But the moment you say, it is about me, meaning I went through it, but it's for somebody else, and you become intentional about sharing that story, now that is what connects to legacy. That's the thing that's going to get passed down even when your physical body is long gone. Everything that we've been through is for a reason, and it's supposed to be to connect with other people, to inspire other people, to motivate and let other people know, number one, you're not alone in the thing that you're experiencing or going through. Somebody else has been there, done that. And number two, that you don't have to be broken by the thing that was meant to break you, that you can rise above, that you can overcome it, and you can stand stronger than ever before. So whatever you've experienced, someone is waiting to hear your story. In fact, I'll say this quite often, you are sitting on what somebody else is waiting on. Come on, I don't know if they're ready, Sharon. I don't know if they're ready, but you sitting on what somebody else is waiting on. How long you gonna sit on those goods? You think you went through the experience because it was just for you? No, it was bigger than you, boo. It was bigger than you. What you've been through is bigger than just you. And so I make it my life's purpose, as long as I have life and breath in my body. When I hear that beautiful sound in the morning, y'all know the sound? Inhale, exhale, like that beautiful sound. When I hear that sound, I'm on divine assignment. I got work to do. I got lives to impact. And that starts from a young age. That you don't have to be 40 or 50, 30, or even 20. You can start that from infancy on, like all the way up. My nephew, for those of you who don't know, in 4 days, it will be the 4-month anniversary, if you will, of my 20-year-old nephew passing away. He was 20 years young, my twin sister's baby boy. Every day we talk and we're just like, I can't believe Jordan's gone. But the reality was Jordan created such a legacy in 20 short years. that some people don't create in 40 years, 50 years, 80 years. They still hoping and thinking and wishing and sitting on the sidelines. Look, we're going into a new year. 2020 has been crazy for most of us. There has been more loss. I've sent more sympathy cards, more sympathy flowers. I've had to make difficult calls more in 2020 than I've ever had to do probably in the past 5 to 6 years. So when I go into 2021, you better watch out. I'm coming for you. I'm giving you everything I got. I'm bringing all of me into 2021, and I want you to do the same thing. Everything that you've been through, everything you've experienced, everything that you know, share it with somebody else. There's this beautiful quote by Dr. Miles Monroe, and he says, the richest place, the greatest place, it's not the oil fields in Iraq and Iran. It's not the diamond fields in South Africa. It is the cemetery, because that's where people take their untapped potential. That's where they take all their greatness, the masterpiece that they could have painted, the book they could have written, the story they could have shared to touch somebody else's life. They take that to the grave because they sit on it thinking that nobody needs it. Stop making your life about you and make it bigger than you. Share what you know, put it in a book, create legacy. Use your fingerprint to touch somebody else's life in a way that it'll never be forgotten. Yes, we loved Jordan. We miss Jordan so much. Our hearts are still aching that Jordan is gone. He had so much potential. He had so much greatness going for him, and yet he's gone. And there was nothing we can do about that except celebrate the legacy he created in those 20 years. At his funeral and the viewing, and we had a candlelight vigil, there were kids who stepped up to the microphone and they spoke about the impact Jordan had on their lives. 20 years, he was a baby and yet made impact. So it's never too early to start. Start now. Write your thoughts, write your ideas, write your poems, write your experiences, put it in a book so that you pass it down to others. Like, there's one thing that's powerful about verbally expressing what you know in your story, but to put it in a book, that's something tangible. People can touch and feel. They can pass to someone else. They can buy it for someone else. They can share it. It will probably reach parts of the world that your feet may never touch the soil of. So this book, your book might go to South Africa. Maybe you're not going to get to go to South Africa. I don't know. Maybe it's going to touch lives in India or Australia or whatever. But the book has the potential to reach places you may never physically reach and to long outlive your physical body. So I'll leave you with this quote. A quote that I live by Tony Robbins. He says, the real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. And if there is no new action, you have not truly decided. Have you made the decision that everything God has given you was for a reason? Every experience he brought you through, he wanted you to do something greater with that. If you've made that decision, don't just speak about it in words, demonstrate it through your actions by putting all the lessons, the experience in a book so that your life becomes bigger than you. Sharon, keep doing the great work. I love you, sis. I'm always rooting for you. I love all of these sisters I see here. Monique!
Sure, I did not want to interrupt you while you were speaking because I know you have that powerful voice, but can you tell us what you have coming up?
Oh my God, so much. My mind is like, whoa. You know, I just did my first TEDx talk. Like, I'm still beaming off of that. Man, God is just bringing so many blessings to my life. And I'm going to tell you this. I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, it's because of all the plants, the planting that I've done, right? Planting of seeds, serving and giving and pouring out into other people, even before the paychecks start coming in. Like, when your life is about service, oh, it's coming back to you tenfold. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Everything you want is going to chase you down when you live a life of service. And my life is a life of service to others. And God blesses that over and over. So right now, I am launching these amazing initiatives going into 2021. I'm working on probably 3 big projects right now. One is called Women Inspiring Nations. I'm Still Standing. That's my own book anthology project. We have 45 women who are in that book project. I launched a second initiative that comes out in April called I Am a Victor. We have 47 women who are in that project. And I just launched one last night that's going to be for Women's History Month called Women Crushing Mediocrity. And we signed on 50 women who will be sharing their stories. So my goal is, how many more women can I usher into telling their story? How many more book projects? Like, I'm telling you, I ain't leaving nothing behind. 2021 better watch out, because I am going to bring women with me. I'm not going to that thing called success on my own. Not doing it. I'm not writing books on my own. I'm not speaking on my own. Nope. I'm going to open platforms for more women to have their voice heard, their story told, to write their books. So as long as I hear that sound, y'all know the sound, inhale, exhale, I am on divine assignment, which means I have work to do and lives to transform. So I'm working on those projects and probably another 3 that's going to come in 2021. My goal is to usher at least 200 women into becoming authors for 2021 and every year beyond that. And so I'm just committed to doing the work that it takes to orchestrating that and all the logistics that go with that, and continuing to be used as a vessel by God to impact as many lives as I can for as long as I can.
I love it. So, sweetheart, how can one get in touch with you?
I'm on social media at Cheryl Empowers, all across social media. I hang out on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. And you can also connect with me on my website at CherylEmpowers.com.
Awesome. Well, everyone, guys, we recognized her on Monday as being a 2020 true synergy builder. This woman has gone international, okay? She's gone to Paris, 2 years ago? She's gone to Africa. I mean, you are a true role model to us, and we really applaud you. We're glad you're here in Maryland with us. You're a former Mother of Achievement, American Mother of Achievement in Maryland in 2015. So you are just bridging those gaps, but thank you. We really appreciate you being here, Cheryl. We know you're busy, but if you want to share anything else, any last words, maybe 3 points for the next generation on what they need to do right now to uplift themselves and grow in their endeavors.
Absolutely. I would say number 1, monitor your own stinking thinking. Like, you need to remind yourself that you are more than just your past. You are more than the environment that you're growing up. Maybe your environment is tough. I mean, everything that I've accomplished, you talking about a girl who came from nothing. I came from poverty. I grew up in Lafayette Projects in Baltimore, Maryland. It wasn't nothing cute or pretty or nothing about Lafayette. In fact, in that environment, most people were telling us we were going to be a statistic. Like, nobody in that environment tells you you can be a giant in the world. So I'm here to tell you, whatever environment you grow up in, wherever you are in that, at any point in your life, you are a giant. You have a birthright to be a giant in the world, and nobody gets to take that from you. So stand in that powerfully, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you never have to look to anybody else for validation or permission to be approved as enough. You are enough, you are worthy, you are capable just as you are. So go for it, take the risk. And I'd say that would be my number 2. Is literally upgrade your internal dialogue. Tell yourself some good stuff about what you can do and who you can become.
Yes.
If you tell yourself you can, you will. There's a quote by Henry Ford: whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. So start thinking that you can, so that you can manifest everything that you've ever thought of. You can manifest writing the book. You can manifest becoming a New York Times bestseller, or whatever your goal is. You have everything it takes to make that happen. And I would say last, monitor your community, the people that you're around. If my mother told me, Cheryl, stop going where you are tolerated, go where you're celebrated, go where you're accelerated. And if people don't have the capacity to celebrate you as you're being elevated, then you need to get rid of those folks. You need to close that door and go into some new doors. So sometimes as women, we're in these communities and they don't want us to shine bright. You too much. You can you dim that down a little bit? And it makes them uncomfortable. Look, I ain't got time to worry about nobody else. God gave me the gift. I'm bragging on him. I'm his vessel, not yours. I'm his vessel. So I'm going to shine bright. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to write as many books as I can. I'm on like number 15, project number 15 now. Write as much as I can, speak as much as I can, serve as much as I can. And you have permission to do the same thing. So monitor the people that's in your community. Are they always cheering for you? Are they always excited when God is elevating you to a next level? And if not, get around some people who have no problem cheering for you, celebrating you. They don't put their pom-poms down. They're like energized. And not only do they celebrate you, but they hold you accountable for your greatness. They're like, no, sis. No, you got more in you than that. You can do more than that. You can do greater. Don't minimize what you can accomplish. Those are the people that I hang around now. I'm like, people who are like, chick, you can do it. Peggy Morris is here.
That's
Peggy
right.
Always, man, from day one, way before, the bio is sexy now, Sharon. Like, it's sexy. She just spoke for NASA. She didn't hear that. Girl, can I just say, girl, it ain't start there. This is 11 years in the making, 11 years of planting seeds, 11 years of writing books, sitting at tables and promoting the book and putting on a smile and hoping somebody buy the book. Like 11 years in, now it's sexy. Okay, yeah. But there's 11 years, it's been hard work. And people like Peggy, who saw more greatness in me, y'all, before I saw it in myself. I didn't believe I was great. I couldn't see that yet. I'm just Cheryl from the hood. But Peggy was like, Cheryl, you see her holding up the book. She would have me come in. She would bring me into the Sisters for Sisters community, network community.
Yes.
And she would have me speak about that book she's holding is my very first book.
Wow.
Peggy came to my
Got
first.
2 copies, Cheryl. Got 2.
Peggy carried that book around in her purse everywhere. Every time we hooked up, she had the book in her purse, and she said, Cheryl, can you come and talk to the sisters? Because the way you say it, Cheryl, and I love Peggy for that.
I love it.
There were times, Sharon, when I first started, I was so broke, y'all. I am not gonna cry. I was so broke and broken, trying to figure out, how do I be a giant in the world? How do I show up and do this thing that God has given me? Like, I know it's in me, but I don't know how to get it out of me, and I don't know how to rise, and I don't know how to get to the next level. And Peggy would remind me, Cheryl, get up here and do what you do. Get up here and be great. Cheryl, and she would remind me, and that would elevate me. And that would give me a little more confidence until I got to the next level, and a little more confidence. And then I would be broke. And she was like, Cheryl, come in and talk to the sisters and sell your book. And Monique would be there. And Monique, she go, come on, y'all, get your books. Come on, you can get 2. You can get, and all of these sisters were rallying around me. So when I say I'm not the woman I am today on my own, I stood on the shoulders of the amazing women who were in my community, who believed in me, who celebrated me, who talked about me, who helped me sell a book so I could feed my family while I was on this journey in the early days, y'all. Like, now it's sexy, but it don't start sexy.
That's right.
You gotta stick with it.
Cry up in here, girl.
So
You got me crying.
Everybody, every young person, every old person, I don't care where you got in life, stick with it. God has your name engraved on divine global blessings. And if something is engraved with your name on it, can't nobody take it from you, and can't nobody stop you from getting it. Write the daggone book, share your message, leave your legacy. Period.
Woo, Jesus.
Isn't that powerful?
Amen.